I've had something on my mind for the better part of a year, and it's since I started working at the club downtown. I'll occasionally post a video from there, and when I do, in the comment section, somebody says something to the effect of, well, that's not a club, that's a bar. And it got me thinking, do DJs know the difference between a bar and a club? I posted this question on Facebook and I got some really interesting answers. Some people felt like, well, a club doesn't serve food, or you can't play this kind of music at a club, but you can play it at a bar, or it has to do with bottle service, or it has to do with BPM, or your mixing style. There are all kinds of answers to it, but none of them were accurate. The one that was interesting was somebody said the lines are kind of blurred these days between bars and clubs. And that's true. And I'll get into that a little later on. But before I do that, let me tell you a story. About 25 years ago, I was working at this place called Dragon Lounge in Milwaukee. It's this really cool place, beautiful place. Lights and cool decor and expensive drinks. My first night there, the person who was running the place said, look, play whatever you want, play up-tempo, cool, fun music, but we're not promoting dancing. So play dance music, but we're not promoting dancing. If people happen to dance, that's fine, but we're not promoting it. Well, that's a weird thing to say. Well, it turns out the reason they said that is because they didn't possess what's called a cabaret license. Now, what that is, and where I live, is something that allows you to have some kind of orchestral DJ, band, whatever, and a dance floor. Technically, it's either or, but let's say that this lounge, for instance, has me playing tunes down there, just as background chill stuff. They're not going to enforce it. You know, the authorities are going to shut them down because I'm there. Or if a local coffee shop has an open mic night and somebody's playing guitar in there, and they're not going to come in there and say, you don't have a cabaret license. Even if a couple girls at the bar decide it's a good idea to dance to his rendition of Stairway to Heaven. If it's a problem, if the place becomes a problem, maybe local authorities will enforce the, hey, you don't have a cabaret license, so we're shutting you down thing. But usually not. So some bars have cabaret licenses, but all clubs have them. Because the primary thing going on there is like a DJ, band, whatever, and a dance floor. They're promoting it. Dance club, right? Now, a bar can have a DJ booth or a stage, live music, whatever, and a dance floor. But what the clubs usually have is somebody at the door checking IDs and charging a cover. Now, the cover charge, part of it has to do with helping offset the cost of the entertainment, being the DJ or a band or whatever it is. But it was my understanding that the other thing that the cover charge does is makes whoever pays it a member of the club that night. That's like their membership fee. And it also kind of helped the establishment be able to enforce a stricter dress code and things of that nature. And you cannot discriminate against, sex or race or things like that. But you can age. If you're not old enough to drink, you can't come in. If you're dressed improperly, you can't come in. Now, the person at the door can enforce these codes however they see fit. Enforce them or not, but it gives them a little leverage. That was my understanding. Now, whether or not that's true, I don't know, but that was my understanding as to the other thing that the cover charge kind of helped out with a little bit. Now, if you're talking about a sports bar where there's screens on the wall, playing the big game behind the bar, people go in there to watch football or play pool or shoot darts or jump on the poker machine, and they're shaking dice at the bar for drinks or whatever they're doing. I would think of that as a sports bar. However, if they had some kind of stage or DJ booth as well, and people would come in there to check out live performances or the DJ, and there was a dance floor and lights and things, they could operate as a club, for the night if they wanted to. I don't think of it that way. I think of it as a sports bar if the main activity isn't necessarily music and dancing. I personally think of it as just a sports bar that has some live music that night. people are playing pool and doing darts and other things. That's a sports bar. But, technically, yeah, it's operating as a club. So, yeah, it has nothing to do with what kind of music you're playing, or whether or not you're playing the Cupid Shuffle or Ed Sheeran or whatever, or beat mixing, or what the BPM is. Has to do with cabaret license and having somebody at the door. And in my opinion, and the way I've always kind of thought of it, is music and dancing kind of being the main activity. If they happen to serve food, that's okay too. Just because you serve food doesn't not make you a club. Has no bearing on that. And your artistic expression as a DJ, whether you're doing the customer service thing and playing what the crowd wants to hear, or doing your own performance piece your way, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what kind of music it is. It could be heavy metal. It could be country. It could be all line dancing all night. It's still a club. So anyway, I've shot this video like 10 times, and I think I got it this time without any interruptions or heavy screw-ups. I probably screwed something up. But at any rate, next time somebody says, well, that's not a real club, in the comment section, I'm just going to shoot them a link to this video. There you have it. That's it. I'm turning the camera off. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all next time. I appreciate you guys tuning in so much. Practice and enjoy.